there, it's a new week and we are back again. This is Truthcast. Thank you for always tuning in, every returning subscriber, returning watcher, people who share our videos. Thank you so much. We love you.
Even the ghost viewers.
Yeah, we still love you. Thank you so much. But it will be better if you subscribe, okay? And then you turn on the notification bell
and you
button.
comment.
And you can comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts too. We'd love to hear your thoughts too. Because yamuzi kwa mna agree na kila kitu tunasema hapa. Or if you do agree, let us know. Hapo kwa comment section. If you're new here, karibu sana. Hakuna sauti but. Karibu sana. Thank you. You're in the right place. Make sure you go back and watch our videos. We've done videos on karibu niseme imposter syndrome, inferiority complex.
Yes.
We've talked about our walk in our faith walk. Pia we've talked about, we've given people dating tips. Imagine. So you know na uku outaboeka in the right
finances.
Place. Even finances. Yes, we even do book reviews. We read books. We come here, we review those books for you. And if you want to be updated on the books we keep reading, follow us on Instagram. Tunawekanga hapo, tunapostingi hapo na tunawapea updates ya mali tumefika, so that at least tukikama hapa kwa episode, it's not a new thing to you.
Yeah.
And we also offer those books for you if you want them. If you want an ebook, just DM us on Instagram. We'll give you the book. If you want a hard copy, we'll also guide you where you can get it. We're also on TikTok. Truthcast KE. Yeah, and we have exclusive content pia on TikTok. We do a lot of lives. So make sure you go there, follow us. So we jump straight into it. Today's topic. Kuna kuanga na hii notion ya ukiokoka utaanza kubo.
Yes.
Life itaanza kubo. You will not be able to dress up and look good. So we want to compare hot girl versus holy girl. Does it mean now that I'm holy? And we in this channel before we have said being holy, see the long dresses and see what. It just means, being holy means being set apart.
Yeah.
It just means you're now different. You've chosen a different path in life. So now that you're a holy girl, does it mean sasa utaanza kubo? Does it mean now because you're 25 and born again, you should dress like a 35-year-old? Does it mean you shouldn't have fun? Does it mean usichore eyebrows? You know? Yeah, so we want to demystify that. So we will be comparing, and these are our views. Okay, sawa. By the end of the episode, you'll tell us what you think. So I'll just go with the first one. As a holy girl, as Maggie, I'd rather prioritize inner beauty than outer beauty. Not to say that I don't want to look good, but if I was to choose between the two, I choose inner beauty. Because character is very important. Sindio? Even in our faith, I believe that one can be anointed and have very bad character.
Yeah.
There are men and women of God out here who've done grievous mistakes. And we are thinking, but see, this is a woman of God. Yeah. But because we think just because someone is anointed, character is automatically check. Yeah. But that's not it. So what I'm trying to say is, as you're trying to look demure, I hope by the time I'm using this one, itakuwa fashion, kutakuwa na ingine iweka. But as you're trying to look that nice, you can say we look good. I don't think tunakaa vibaya. We look nice. Painting. But also work on your inner self. Work on your character sana.
I think for me, it's a question of identity. Because you see, everything that you do comes from it. It stems from it. Who you are, or who you perceive yourself to be. You remember, there's an episode we did where we were talking about ideal self.
Yes.
And your self-image and your actual self. Are you constantly working on yourself to become better? Are you aware of your weaknesses and your strengths? Are you aware of the previous mistakes that you've made? And are you consciously making them better? Because I mean, if that's how you dress, that's how you dress. But now there's now the aspect that you brought of now you're born again, and there's the expectation that people have. Hey, you know you're born again. Now we might not be going to the parties the way we used to go to the parties.
Yes.
Now you might not be wearing buy cash shots and showing everyone your nyash aimlessly in town. By the way, I have nothing against people who want to show whatever part of their body. If you feel that you want to show people whatever it is you want to show, go ahead and do it.
But it's not your preference.
It's not my preference.
Yes.
If that's what you want to do, do you, boo.
Yeah.
But there is, and you see, the Bible has not said that this is what you should wear. I know there's a part in the Bible that has said, in the book of Corinthians, where Paul was saying,
Women cover your heads.
yes, and men do this, do this, do this. And that one was because if you study your theology very well, it was because that church needed that at that point in time. But moving on swiftly, if you want to show your meat, the way people say, or you want to show skin, oh yeah, please. You need to ask yourself some questions.
Why am I doing this?
What is this
What is the
feeding?
motive? Okay.
What is it? Is it feeding an insecurity that I have? When if I show my teeth, or to some extent, or to a greater extent for that matter, how is it making me feel? And if you're drawing your identity from that, then that's the problem.
What if it's making, I want to show some cleavage, it's making me feel sexy?
Why do you feel the need to feel sexy? Is it elegant or sexy?
Okay, I see.
Are you going for elegance?
Or
Are
sexy?
you going for this? It completes the look, or
rather, I think we should ask: are you going for sexy or voluptuous? Kuna that word, like we can tell. It's like
you really just wanted to show us.
Yes, you just wanted to show us. You don't really just want to look good.
You wanted to, because you wore it. It was cold. You wore it.
And you keep adjusting.
We shall not go any further.
No, let me tell them. So the other day, I went for a dinner event. And I went all out and I really enjoyed myself. But sikubeba sweater.
Yes.
That's why my voice is like this. Sikubeba sweater. So I froze and shone. So that's why we are laughing.
She literally froze. Her voice froze.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you will wear the things that you want to wear, but what is it feeding? You know, if you look closely.
Yeah, it's feeding something.
It's feeding something. It's feeding an insecurity, or it's feeding a part of you that is secure. Maybe you are secure in the fact that you're tall and you still want to wear heels. Do you? But are you going for elegance, or are you going for the sexy? And if you're going
or ratchet, I think that's the word I was looking for.
And if you're going for them, what is your reason? What is your reason? And what is the end goal?
What is your end goal?
What is your end goal? Because the end goal determines a lot.
Yeah. So we are not saying don't look good. Let me just read something I wrote here. True beauty is a blend of inner confidence in God and outward self-care.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true beauty. Inner confidence and take care of yourself on the outward. Look good, look elegant, smell nice, you know. Wacha mtu akuone akutamani. But again, we are not doing it for the wrong reason.
We're not doing the akutamani.
Or rather, what I meant is, for example, Speo looks nice. Ata before tuanze kushoot, I told you I like your trouser. That is, I think, what I was trying to say. Nilikutamani. Oh. Or rather, I liked how she looked. Yes. I liked how she looked.
But you know, you see what we are just from describing, hiyo sexy. Si ndio nafanya watu wengine wanatamaniwa huko nje.
Let's say ratchet.
Ratchet?
Yes. Because for me, that moments where I want to look sexy, maybe for my husband. Now in my case. So let's say ratchet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an end goal with him. Why are you rolling your eyes there?
It's a very interesting topic.
I'm allowed to. Anyway, I think also when it comes to your idea of fun, people think in church you can't have fun. But really, what is your idea of fun?
Yeah.
So allow me to give a short story that I had from someone else. So this was a woman of God giving this story. And she was saying how she had mentored a certain lady. Okay, walked with her, but the idea of fun at this lady was totally different. So one time, as in her idea was fun was we go somewhere, become reckless, get drunk, you know, get asubuhi tuamke na hiyo headache. You know, get someone you can get touchy with, if possible, even get to bed with that person. Who cares? We're just having fun for the night. That was her idea of fun. So one time, after a long period of work, she decides she wants to go for vacation. Sindio? Na hii vacation, so she thought she was being responsible. So she decided instead of multiple people to sleep with, I'll just get one person kwa hii period ya vacation that I can just have the fun with. So that's responsible. See, it is just one person.
In her head, yeah.
Yes, you know, and after all, I'm letting loose. I've been working so hard. I need this break.
Yeah.
Let me just have a little fun.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, so she goes for a vacation, and of course, I'm a scout. She finds mwili amependa. And they even get into the same hotel and they're living. She even ends up falling in love because she met a really nice man who was taking care of her well, giving her everything she needs. You know, these people who will write down notes for you, they'll get you cards, they'll get you flowers, they'll cook for you, they'll massage you. Oh my God. She was receiving that. And if you don't receive that regularly, that's a big deal for you. You'll definitely fall in love. So she falls in love. Ikafika time ya kwenda home. You have to go back to work. Hawezi ishi vacation forever. So this guy walks her to the airport, and the guy, before apart, they have a very long, deep kiss. Serious kiss. Tongues tied and tied and tied. And the guy is like, I have a gift for you, but I don't want you to open it here. I want you to open it when you get into the plane. Okay? And she felt so nice, like, oh, thank you, a parting gift. And she gets into the plane and she opens the gift, and the gift has a black rose. It was dead. It was so dead that it became black.
A dead black rose?
Yes. Inside, it was like a letter, and the letter was written, thank you, I had a good time. You're now HIV positive like me.
Guy. So this is what this man does?
Yes. This is what this man does. So this is a true story. So this lady goes back home. Of course, who does she run to? The woman of God who was trying to walk with her. Sindio? At you, this happened. And you know, ikifika hapo,
my God.
the only thing going through that person's head is, I tried to tell you.
You should have listened.
You should have listened. So check your idea of fun.
Oh my God.
What is your idea of fun? Mimi ukiniweka mahali neza piga nduru, I can jump around
and play games
and win and win gifts. If you know, you know, and just get to talk with people, fine. But you see, the thing is also, I can do that in a pub area. I can go in and shout and dance and talk to people and nini. So we are just, so someone, after I'm in Christ, I'm not being told don't shout.
Yeah.
I just have to check, where am I doing it? Siambiwi usi dance. I'm just checking, where am I doing it? Siambiwi, don't relate with people. Where am I doing it?
With who are you doing it?
And with who are you doing it? So check your idea of fun. Because these people who, and it's mostly the people in the world who give the people who are in church pressure.
Yeah.
At sasa umeokoka sasa hautakuwa una have fun, utakuwa unaboeka.
You know, you've reminded me, Maggie, of one of Tyler Perry's movies. What was it called? Temptations.
Please go take a thumbnail ya hiyo movie hapo. Please go watch that movie.
Let me tell you, I watched that movie when I was in high school.
I remember tani mimi nilikwambia watch.
And I was like, Jesus Christ.
You'll one moment like this. One moment can turn your
life.
Can turn your life around so dramatically.
Where?
We won't even tell you what happened. Hapa niwaambie tu kidogo. Actually, kidogo tu. So this lady gets married to her young love.
I know.
And childhood love. And they were so sweet together until she met someone else who actually showed her there's more.
The world.
There's more out here. There's a better way.
I remember, this is a very bad example to use, but I remember it caught me and I was like, why would he ask her something like that?
What did he ask?
Because the gentleman asked this lady this new gentleman asked this lady, so have you ever dated anyone from apart from
Your husband. Yeah.
And she was like, no, 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 no. Even when we went to college,
It was him.
it was him. We always were together. I've always had so much fun with him. And then that guy was like, so how do you know that he's the only fun you can have if you've only been with one person?
And you see, those were seeds. That is
And
that is how the devil
that is
plants
the-
seeds. That is the thing that got her to where she got. And this man actually showed her things she had never experienced.
I know, they traveled the
Yeah,
world.
they traveled, they
Yeah.
went out. He even showed her there's a better way to have sex.
Yes.
You know, there's a better way to live life. There's a better way to dress. Showed her all that. But now, one thing I have come to learn, this is from my experience so far, and talking to other people who've been married longer than I have, you will always have a period in your marriage where you think, did I marry the right person?
Because of the sex?
No, because it could be anything. It could be, so unajua in marriage kuna honeymoon stage, drama stage, discovery, and then I think depth. So in the drama stage, of course, you're having a lot of drama between each other, a lot of wrangles. That's the point you start asking, did I really hear God?
What did I really do?
Did I really make the right decision?
Yeah.
Sasa huyu mtu nilimuona aje? That is where you start seeing the big ears and the big toes, and you're thinking, I got attracted to
This? Is this really what? Oh, God.
So I think that lady had gotten to that place in her life, because if you check, alikuwa ameanza kuboeka in her marriage. Because her man didn't have that much money. Her man was a simple man. Hakuwa mtu wa maneno mingi.
This man forgot either their anniversary or her birthday.
And the new man remembered.
No, the new man didn't remember.
And the new man kept sending flowers and gifts all the time.
But this lady had an expectation. And I think this guy was swamped at work. And he didn't remember. Because I remember there's a scene he had to serenade her with a kofia and with a guitar.
I think it was a money issue. This is what was happening.
Money?
I think it was a money issue.
I don't think it was a money. I'm not going to argue on set. Utakata. I don't think it was a money issue because they were both very content with where they were.
Yeah.
They used to drive each other. The gentleman used to drive her to work.
So this is what I'm trying to say now. You see, when this other gentleman came in, now this lady realized, okay, I have been okay with my life as it is. Yeah. But there's actually more. Yes.
Ooh, my God. Yo.
But anyway, you go look for the movie, watch it. This man presented a different kind of fun to this lady, and it cost her life.
Yeah.
It did. So.
And if you can remember, did this lady have anyone to correct her?
Her mom. The husband also really tried to talk to her. The husband went to beg her to come back home, and she refused. She was like, I have nothing. You can't offer me anything now.
Gosh. I think I'll look for that movie again.
You watch it again?
Where?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the reason I brought up that Nini movie at Tyler Perry is because sometimes in our quest for looking hot and being hot and sexy and ratchet, we lose our purpose.
Yeah. Oh.
Or let me not say we lose, we fall off the right path. We start going this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And God is gracious and very merciful, because so long as you're moving, He will always redirect a moving car. But it will take you more time. Apostle Joshua Selman says, it will take you more time. God is gracious. It will take you more time for you to come back to where you are supposed to be. And it takes the mercy of God to restore you to where you ought to be according to your specific season and assignment. So you're better off looking into the future with wider eyes. Tukiwa wadogo ulikuwa naambia usiangalie tu hapa mapua, angalia mbele. Tukiambiwa tusome KCPE, I used to hate it. Naambia hapo nisome KCPE. Ulikuwa naambia don't look at your nose. You know your nose is just here. Look ahead. You need to look ahead. You need to ask yourself questions like, okay, fine, I'm going for this Diani vacation. I have the money, I saved up for it. I am deserving of the fun that comes with it. But to what extent are you willing to sacrifice your purpose? You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
And who is going to be holding you accountable while you're in Diani? Or you're going to shut off all the friends who tell you the truth. You know, there are some people who
Shut off people who tell them
they
the
say
truth.
no to accountability, and they say no to accountability, and they mean it. And there's nothing you can do. If they want to be hot, they want to be hot. If they want to chase whatever dopamine that comes with being in Diani with whoever, they'll do it.
Yeah. And that brings me to two things. Also, I think what you define as hot, you need to check it.
Yes.
Because many people, what they define as hot and looking good is actually just ratchet.
Yeah.
You know? And the other thing your point brings me to is, do you even know your purpose? You especially if you're a Christian, born again Christian, you're walking with God, you claim to be led by God. Do you know your purpose?
Do you know your purpose?
If not,
or even if you don't know your purpose, are you walking according to how God wants you to? Are you walking in obedience?
In obedience, yeah. But mi nataka kusisitiza hapo kwa purpose. If you don't, seek God until he lets you know.
Yeah.
And God speaks to us in many ways. He can speak to you, can hear his voice. However, venye unasikianga sauti yake, the people will hear a subtle voice, it will come as a thought. People have different experience, personal relationships with God. He can speak through dreams. He can speak through you just reading your Bible. You can read something na usikie, hii ni kani mimi naambiwa. You get. He can even speak through these books we read.
Yeah.
You know, he can speak through the authorities in your lives. He can speak through your friends. So pia watch, how is God also talking to me? Because I think knowing your purpose is very important. I was interacting with someone and they were telling me they can never wear a bikini. Not because it's a sin. It's not a sin. But because kulingana na venye yeye ana walk na God, the people following her
cannot
will be misled.
Yes.
You get?
Wow.
So that is for her. It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
Kuna mtu atakuja pia hapa, don't wear makeup, it is bad. But if you check well, that instruction was for that person. Kulingana na papasi yake. So pia wewe papasi yako inakaaje? Probably papasi yako unafaa uvange mafiririda.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But identifying what your purpose is now dictates the places you'll be found in, the people you're talking to, the things you'll be heard utasikika ukisema.
Yeah.
There are people, because of their purpose, they can't sit here and speak freely like we are doing. Someone somewhere will mistake them and get misled.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So seek God with all your might, ujue purpose yako. It is very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nasikia mtu uko home akijiuliza na wewe unajua yako, mimi najua.
Me, I'm still seeking God for my own.
Yeah. And you know, eventually God answers us. You just have to be in his realm. You see, if a dog comes here if a dog comes here and I bark, woof, woof, that dog is communicating. But hatutaelewa, because we are not in the dog realm. So if you're not in God's realm, no matter...
Napenda kutumia examples za dog.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I've never noticed.
You said you're better off than a dead dog.
But that's a proverb or a quote or something.
Okay.
Only I'm from Najua. I introduced you to something new. I had said you're better off as a dog than a dead lion. But anyway, back to this. I was saying if a dog come up, woof, woof, I won't get what this dog is saying. But it's communicating. It's trying to tell me something. But the reason I won't get it is because I'm not in the dog realm. Same way. But if I enter into the dog realm, I'll understand. Sindio? So we've seen movies where people talk to animals. Magic happens. They enter into that realm and they talk to animals. Same thing. If you're not in God's realm, he could be shouting at you right now, probably. He could be trying to nudge you, but you will never hear. And that's why you hear in some cases, but God never speaks. He does speak. He does. So position yourself when you're uko kwa realm yake.
He speaks in the most creative ways.
Yeah.
And he speaks to you based on how you communicate with him. And God is a very personal God. Yani, if you're an artist, you'll find that God speaks to you
through your art. Yeah. And even he doesn't even change your personality.
Yeah,
He uses your
hapo tu.
persona. Hapo tu mali
If you're an
uko.
accountant, he uses the numbers. The
Yeah.
numbers will just, oh, wow. Wow.
So find out what your purpose is. I think if you were to find out what your purpose is, itamaliza hii conversation yote.
Yeah.
Because we won't have to come and tell you, no, you need to be like this and not like this.
Yeah.
You get?
And which reminds me, two things. Once you're walking in, let me just say in the will of God, because the will of God should actually lead you to your purpose. One thing that happens is you'll be able to set boundaries and standards that align with what you are supposed to be. Let me just put it that way. And you will prioritize substance over flash, the hot flashes. You know, you'll prioritize substance. I remember, I think I was telling you, Cow, there's another lady I used to follow on TikTok. I find her very beautiful. She works out. She does content creation and among the things that she does is fashion. So when I started following her, she used to do a lot of makeup, a lot of dressing. I used to like her outfit. As I continued following her, nikaanza kuona her clothes are becoming
Shorter.
smaller and smaller. And then she started showing us, she's recording herself. And if you're smart enough to be able to know this person was recording this thing without any clothes on. She recorded herself without any clothes on. And I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about that. So I decided to unfollow her. Because I was like, I don't need to see this. I just need to see you wear the trouser. If ikienda sana, you wear the trouser, you wearing the blouse. If you have to, I don't need to see you trying to strap up your bra. I don't need to see it. And you're all the way in America, please. Kaa huko America. Oh, I don't need to see you now tying
Your panty.
the whatever kind of So it really disturbed me, and I decided to unfollow because our eyes are gates.
Yes.
And I decided this is not, because now it will become acceptable. I think it's your cow. She normally says if you stay with shit for too long, it stops to smell.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the first time she said that to me, I was like, Gay! If you stay in the shit for too long, it stops to smell. So you become comfortable in the shit.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm not going to continue watching this lady because I don't know what you'll start finding some things acceptable, and that's what has actually happened. For lack of a better word, we have been westernized. Even our mode of dressing, some are good and some are bad. People will say even suits came from Wazungus. Suits are good. I mean, we can pick and choose the things that work for us.
Yeah.
But walking half naked in the name of fashion, honestly, it takes away from even the kind of people that your parents brought you up to be.
Yeah.
And even right now, probably your parents have accepted that this is how you dress and they're okay with it. But deep down, they know this is not how I brought up my daughter.
It's because they can't really control you per se.
At some point, they lose control over you. Because you're a butterfly, you'll fly to wherever it is you want to fly to, make whatever place you want to make look beautiful, but at what cost?
At what cost? And then as you're dressing ratchetly, I'd remember that word ratchet, they're the kinds of people you attract.
Yes.
They're kinds of men you attract.
Yes.
Alafu sasa ndo utakuja hapa uanze kutuliza, why do these people come, why do I keep attracting this men?
Also, you've reminded me, there's a time, I think we were in high school when this campaign for My Dress, My Choice started. There's another girl, she was in a different stream from me. I'll not say her name, but I remember she said it during a guidance and counseling session that used to happen, I think, from 4:15 to 5:15, I can't remember what day of the week. She said, me have something to say. And then she stood up very confidently and she said, to everyone in this place who's supporting My Dress, My Choice, I want you to know, dress the way you want to dress, but also let people address you the way they want to address you.
Yes.
Hey, let me tell you, me, I was quiet in this conversation. I don't know, for some reason I didn't have anything to say because I don't need to defend my stand. My stand is, you will not find me looking weird in the streets. But the conviction that she said it with, I've never forgotten it.
I agree. Dress the way you want to be
And we were in
dress.
Form 2.
Wow.
She said, let people address you the way they want. So
Yeah.
you have your way, they have your way.
Yeah.
We will see who lives with the most painful consequences.
Yeah.
That everyone was like, the law protects us. Because, you know,
The law
I was in a
protects us.
school where girls were very, very, you know, very
Vocal.
expressive.
Yeah.
They knew the law. They were coming from families where they were very cultured and they were taught to speak up for themselves. So it was a very, very heated argument. But I remember that thing that girl said
Stuck with you.
has stuck with me forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I was listening to a professional, and they were like, again, back to that point, how you dress is how you will be addressed. If you want to show off some skin, because umeongelelea elegance.
Yeah.
So now she was giving the difference between sexy and ratchet.
Okay.
So she was explaining, if I show off my legs and I also show off up. If I show off down and I show off up at the same time, I'm being ratchet.
Where?
So choose one.
Okay.
If you're showing off here, cover here.
Okay.
If you're showing off here, cover here.
Okay.
At least, I'm so sure someone is wondering, maybe I want nataka summer vibes. Unataka ni sasa nimeenda coast nivae sweatpants.
Yeah, nivae pull neck.
Nivae pull neck coast. I have the beach there, nataka nivae shorts na vest. You get? If you're showing here, cover here. If you're showing here, cover here. You won't look ratchet. You look sexy. You look nice. You might even look elegant. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never
That's
looked
a
at it
tip.
that way. And I know we maybe we have someone can say, hey, now ameshinda hapo kwa dressing sana. We're not trying to hate, but as I was listening to someone on TikTok and they were saying culture has made women has put some expectations on women, and sometimes the expectations weigh down on us, and we decide that we don't want these expectations anymore.
Because we've been overwhelmed.
Yes, and then we decide to, for lack of a better word, rebel. And while we are rebelling, we are doing ourselves an injustice. Because in as much as culture has put some expectations on us, there is you. Who are you?
Yes, who are you?
And that's why I started by identity. You really need to be secure in the kind of person that you are, because you will see that it will influence how you make the decisions that you make, how the thought process that leads you to making some of these decisions, and why. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and this cuts across everything, including why you're choosing the career that you're choosing. Are you choosing it to, again, interact with more powerful men or women out there? Are you choosing it because you want it to feed an insecurity, or because you actually feel that this is what I have been called to do, this is what I enjoy doing, the way we're talking about you enjoying editing.
Yeah.
This is what I enjoy doing, and this is what I would like to pay my bills. You know, there's some pertinent questions that you really should ask yourself before doing some of these things. And the reason I have stuck it into that nini for dressing is because that's what you do before you leave the house.
Yeah.
And then before you...
And as you're preparing yourself before you leave the house, you've actually
Look at-
concluded this is how I want to be perceived.
Yes.
When they look at me.
Yeah. Like when I walked in here today, you started laughing because of how I looked.
Yeah. Tuteka hiyo clip hapa, sawa?
Because of how I looked. It told you something. It told you, hey, Spencer is worried. Or
She's
Spencer
had a
is
really
tired.
rough time on
Yeah,
her way
on
here.
her way here, you know.
Yes.
It has told you something. So that is it. When people see you, they make perceptions of you, and you know, destroying those perceptions and trying to prove that you're a different person from what they perceived you first to be is
It's
more
hard.
work.
Let me tell you, the first impression sticks forever.
Where?
Forever. Going back to change it is hard.
It's very hard. So
Yes.
you're better off. It's better to play safe. I remember we were being taught at a certain class that it's easier to choose the lesser sin than the bigger sin. Don't go there with your big chest. You want to prove the way you're the one who can do. No one needs it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one needs it.
Yeah.
So you can be a holy girl and still look very hot with the right decision.
Yeah. And walk into a room and turn necks.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, to me, a hot girl is someone who's chasing their dreams. Where? Like, I think it was yesterday, I was seeing a video. A lady was like, the video was like, Pov, your Uber and Bolt seasons have come to an end. She had bought her own car. I think it was, I don't know if it's your car shared it with me, but I was like, wow. That was my same reaction. I was like, wow, this is someone who has chased her dreams. Whether she used But I am not there to start checking whatever means she used, but her dreams are coming to pass one by one. For me, that was so, that was like, whew, goals.
Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah. I think we've said enough. This was meant to be a short episode.
I think one more thing I would like to add.
Please add. Please add.
Strive towards wholeness.
Oh,
I remember a
yes.
friend of ours that we both know, I'll not mention her name, but she got married last year. And before she got married, I think most of 2022, we used to spend a lot of time together because we shared a number of classes in school back in Daystar. So when she started dating her now husband, she told me about it. She told me about how they met. And now she was telling me how before that, she was in a very, very dark place. And she was telling me how she used to cry and cry and cry and cry. And she used to feel very, very, like she was just in her peace. I think her peace had been robbed off of her. And she used to really cry and pray to God that her peace is restored. And she used to feel like she had gone through, not she used to feel like she had actually gone through a lot of pain in relationships that left her very, very broken. And so she was like, aki Mungu nimechoka. So she used to pray and cry, pray and cry, pray and cry. I remember Kinipe's story, I was like, oh yeah, why did you have to go through all this alone?
Yeah.
And she used to tell me, Spencer, at that time, I was not thinking that I should call someone. My only hope was God. So she told me one day she cried the whole night in her room, in her carpet. And then asubuhi kitu 6 hapo, she was able to get some sleep, and then she slept. And she told me when she woke up, she felt some new sense of newness. And then that day she went to the mall, I think she was buying something, and someone told her, wow, you look very peaceful. And different people continued to confirm to her of how she now looked very peaceful. And she told me that she looked peaceful because she now began to feel very peaceful. That thing she had contended with God for.
Yeah, she finally found
For
it.
days and months,
Yeah.
she finally found it. And she began to feel so good about herself. It changed how she looked. It changed how she dressed.
Wow.
It changed how she did very many things. She even knew how to do her makeup. Like she used to know how to do makeup, but her makeup turned to a whole new level. Yani, there's a newness that came with her wholeness. And now, I think a month or two later, she met her husband. And now she was telling me that her husband was telling her months later after they had met that the moment, because when they met, if I say this, I know she'll watch and she'll know, they were wearing the same outfits. It was so divine. They were wearing the same outfits, and it's not like they had planned or because they met at a certain event. It's not like they had planned to do anything or like there was a dress code, but they were dressed in the same outfit. And her husband said she felt that was he felt that was his wife. And now they're happily married.
Yeah.
The reason I'm giving that example is to show you that wholeness ushers you into new seasons.
Yeah.
And every season will require a whole you. So there are some seasons that will break you. There are some seasons that will need some restoration and some recorrection. But there are some seasons that will usher you into wholeness. And those seasons will be the seasons that God will use to bring breakthroughs that you need in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I remember that story when we were coming here to shoot, and I was like, this is wholeness. And right now that lady is happy.
Yeah.
Like she married
a good man. I think, I know who you're talking to. Yeah. I actually love how she dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think your wholeness affects how you appear, how you choose your appearance to be. Yeah.
Hey. So guys, if you've gone through things that have messed you up, let me put it that way, wholeness is possible, but you have to contend for it.
Yeah.
You have to contend. You have to be like Jacob. You have to say, I'm not living here until you bless me. You have to contend for it. You have to contend for it. You have to be intentional And you have to seek help from the sources and the resources that you can. If you need to go for therapy, if you need to go to church, if you need to pray and fast, if you need to read books, do it. But wholeness is possible, and wholeness makes you look so hot. Like, it makes you look so, like, guy, I can't even explain it.
Yeah, and since we've talked about dressing, you won't find yourself dressing funnily.
Yeah.
Because you're whole.
Yes.
You know who you are, you know your
You're
identity.
not trying to feed anything.
You're
There's
not
no
trying to
insecurity,
feed
you're trying to-
anything. Exactly. I think we should do one last thing and then we close. That story has really touched me, and I'm so sure I'm not the only one. I just want to ask, in a simple way, to agree with me. We're speaking to someone. Probably someone right now in a place where they are praying for that. They are tarrying for that wholeness.
Yeah.
The way our friend was tarrying, the way they were praying and all. So we just speak into your life. May that prayer be answered quickly. May you get that wholeness you want. Sawa, that peace that you want. And especially if you're aware that you have insecurities and you're trying to feed them here and there, you are in an even better place to receive from God, because at least you're self-aware.
Yeah.
So I just pray that that prayer is answered,
Amen.
Araka, and that God will give you the grace and the opportunities to work on yourself under things like therapy, good friends who can speak into your lives even more. And probably all you need is just a good partner, like our friend here. So may that happen according to God's will in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And that was it for today's episode.
We hope you enjoyed.
Yes.
Remember to subscribe right there.
Right there, yes. Go check us out on Instagram and TikTok too. Kidogo niseme Twitter. But labda huko tunakuja pia. Yeah, and stay tuned for another episode next week. Until next time, bye-bye. Bye.